So I'm out here waiting for the train, and it's a really nice night out, so that's cool. It's always daytime in heaven though. See, I feel like God kind of lifts me up into heaven for moments and then makes me face this world for character development. And I have to practice what I preach, which means not focusing on the negative and recognizing that I was warned that I would be accused of everything under the sun and have everything under the sun done to the best of human strategy to try to silence me for speaking out on certain things. And I like to believe that this really is just a test when that happens, and that how we experience Earth is basically just like a nightmare that we wake up from. And I can appreciate that God has kept me alive, and a lot of the stuff that I expected to happen to me actually hasn't happened to me, and I basically did worry for nothing. And even some of the really bad stuff that did end up happening, it would have happened a lot sooner if he wasn't protecting me, when I think about it from like a very logical standpoint. And above all else, I should have been able to be killed and no one ever did. So yeah, he did keep me safe. Honestly, I don't think the plan was ever for me to die. I think the plan was always for me to just be restored and renewed and become an angel, you know, but have to go through hell. And again, I don't know exactly who I interact with at any given point in time, who's definitely good or definitely bad, but I do know the vibes. And I do notice duality in some people more than others, but I can tell that he is wrapping up my torment, my sentence. And if anybody else is in this boat where you feel like basically everyone you ever loved in your life turned on you, maybe you have a support system now, maybe you have none. Either way, it'll make sense, I guess, when we get to fully experience heaven full time and forever. You know, even today I had somebody who was being rude to me, but they told me Jesus is only going to forgive you because he feels bad for you. Hey, if that's why, cool. I'll take that. That's fine with me. They also brought up that I've broken some of the commandments of the Bible myself, which obviously, yes. And sometimes knowingly, sometimes not thinking I was really doing anything wrong. So I just repent all the time because I assume that I do things that are wrong. You know, but I try not to. And as far as the really egregious sins that are listed in the Bible, you know, I assume that the people who hate me, if they are real, any of them, like real souls, or spirits, I should say, they probably accuse me of the worst of it. Oh well. God's trained me to understand that I can't fear death, false arrest, discrimination, gossip, slander, defamation, sexual assault, for crying out loud. I gotta get over stuff, you know? And I had a good cry today, and I don't normally do that, but once in a while I do, and I did today. I just begged the Lord, please stop teaching me lessons. And oh my gosh, I hope that I've actually been able to save somebody, because I don't consider myself a genius of religion, but I do consider myself brave, and I do consider myself a person who fears God, and a person who does get uncomfortable around a lot of grimy sin, I guess you could call it. It does make me uncomfortable. I don't like it. And ultimately, I really do only care what God thinks of me. That's all that's going to matter, right? For anybody. Because for all we know, the other people, they're not even real. All right. Well, I forgive anybody too who's done me wrong. I hope I'm forgiven for anything I've done, whether I did it on purpose or by accident. I am limited, right? I'm limited. I'm not God, but the Trinity does live in me. And because of that, I do have the power of the heavens, you know? But satanic power, no. No, I don't have that. I don't want that. Looks like a horrible job. That's a different type of limitation, and I don't want it. And there's people out there who are a lot better at it than me. I would know. I was raised by one. So, I'm going to let God be God, and I'm going to let Satan do his thing, because truly, my goal has been to save people who hate me, and I would still do that again if I could, because I know that I'm not going to remember this hallucination, whatever this place is, and I'm not going to remember or care about what happened while I was here. All right. Bye-bye.